The Magic Podcast. Hosted by Lloyd Barnes and Craig Petty. Your all-access, behind-the-scenes insight into the current happenings of the magic industry. Where Craig and Lloyd will thrust themselves deep inside your ears every Wednesday to rant, dissect, and give you their raw and unfiltered views on the art of magic. So, lock your door, take out your deck, and brace yourself for the Magic Podcast.
Welcome back to the Magic Podcast with the sheep-shagging, cunting motherfucker Lloyd Barnes.
You look like someone took Joe 90's glasses and put them on an ugly little fucking peanut. The one that it's the peanut that everyone leaves last and then just discards because it goes mushy. That's your face.
You can't talk about faces when you've got that fucking thing on your head that looks like a fucking tangerine. Take it off and let's look at the mop underneath that motherfucker. I mean, what the hell?
Oh, look at that.
Have you been
jealous of my hair?
You look like you're auditioning for some sort of
hairs, but there.
You know, like
when you put a tangerine on your head.
I've got nothing on my head.
It looks like if it was a fucking tattoo of a nipple on it, it looks like a big tit.
Dude, that is not a bald head. That is a solar panel for a sex machine.
It's a nuclear-powered cunt rocket. Oh, shit. Sorry. Welcome to the podcast. If you are new here, there's a lot of swearing. We apologize. But apparently, statistics and research shows that swearing makes you smarter. All the smart people swear, which is. I mean, we are the anomalous. We're the anomalies to the rule because we're fucking idiots. So.
Yeah, but we think that swearing will actually make us look like we're smarter.
Yeah. What is it that Rory Sutherland says? It says like if you go to a party and you stand outside looking at the stars, you look like a freak. But if you stand outside smoking a cigarette, suddenly you're a fucking philosopher. Same with swearing and me and you. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
We're philosophizing the art of magic. You prick.
Oh, we fuck. But look, it's Wednesday. This time tomorrow, this goes up at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday, 9 o'clock on a Thursday. You, me, we're going to be at the, assuming the fucking weather holds off, we'll be at the session.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, what is the weather doing?
Well, over here, it's terrible. Like, my kid's school closed half a day early yesterday. Like,
dude, my swimming pool is frozen. That's a first world problem for you. Welcome to Hollywood.
That's probably one of the cuntiest things I've ever heard you say in my life. My personal swimming pool is frozen.
It's a renovation project. It's a renovation house, so it's not like I'm not a millionaire. Just a big cold body of water.
I mean, it's always fucking cold in Wales. It's always cold in Wales. I think.
Not where I live. I live in South Wales, man.
Oh right, okay.
I had shorts on 3 times last year, I think.
Wow, there you go. No. Living the dream. Living the dream. Oh, yeah. You got a swimming pool that you can use precisely 5 times a year because of the fucking weather. But... I was on what's called Zoom with Johannes Mengel 2 days ago. Yesterday or 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. And he's in Estonia. And Thomas, my kid, came in and he was like, Dad, I think there's gonna be snow or ice. And I looked outside and it was like on the side of his trampoline, there's like a little frozen puddle of ice. I'm like, oh, whoa. And then Johannes is like, have you look outside my window? He turned and it's like 6 feet deep of snow. And he's in like this little cabin in the woods. I was like, all right, yeah, I need to shut up about this. How old is Thomas now?
5.
Fuck me.
5. Yeah.
Fuck me.
He's going through a phase where he thinks he's faster than the speed of light. So he's like, watch this, Dad. And he'll run out the room. He'll come back 10 seconds later. He's like, I didn't even move. And then he's like, watch how fast I can wave. And he goes like this. And I go, whoa. And he goes, did you even see my hand move? No. I'm like, whoa. And everything is a run. Like he runs for everything. He keeps fucking himself up.
5 was the age where I think kids start to get a bit interesting. Up until like 3.
Did you say 4. That in like a Magic Cafe, Ted Karmalovich sense? Or...
No, in a being a dad way. Like you have to put up with them when they're really little. It's like, you know, Sarah's like, oh, the baby phase is the best phase. No, it's not. It's picking up shit. And
it's just a lump of flesh that shits itself at that age.
Yeah, that's just crying all the time and just. I know, but then they get to a certain age where they're actually okay, now you're pretty cool. Now we can have conversations and we can do shit together. This is
You
where I
gang up
become
on
a
their
dad.
mum, like, yeah, I'm having chocolate at midnight.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm never even awake at midnight. That's what I was going to say. These shows got way too late. 9 o'clock. Oh, I suppose it has to for Watershed, sort of. 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. I'm genuinely in bed. Like, I go to bed like 10, 11 o'clock. And if we do a 4-hour episode,
I don't think people listen to them. And, well, I mean, they do. I see the viewing figures. But a lot of people, they listen to the podcast when they're on the drive somewhere or something like that.
But you haven't put it up as a podcast for the last episode, have you?
That's because fucking Michael has been off. And I haven't been able
your servant.
Such a twat. But luckily, he's back today. We're filming this on the Tuesday, so the one from last week is going to go up today, and then we'll be back to normal service. But he got stuck in Wales, so he went away for Christmas to Wales, up a fucking mountain in a cabin in North Wales, in the middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah, and he got stuck. He got snowed in. He's like, I've been snowed in. I can't come down the hill. I'm going to die. I'm stuck here with no fucking internet, no laptop. There is nothing I can do. And I'm like, Michael, fuck. So
he's sitting there with AI generated snow around him, going, rats, can't get home.
Yeah. And then he's like, I might be able to make it home for tomorrow if I travel through the night. I'm like, fucking travel through the night then.
He's just enjoying himself. He was just enjoying himself. Also, knowing I'd come back to work with you as my boss, I'd be AI generating snow everywhere. They've closed England.
I'm a fucking amazing boss. I'm wonderful. I'm a fucking delight.
Let's talk about magic. I'm sick of this. Let's fucking talk about magic.
Well, I was trying to. I brought up the session and then we diverted into a different thing. I started talking about we're going to be at the session. Then we started fucking going on.
It's sold out.
Yeah, congratulations to Andy and Josh. I mean, that's really good.
I'd like to assume that it was thanks to me. I'm going to take the full... I mean, I know there's the gods of magic. Jason England, Eric Mead. There's like the real Luke Germaise are there. But come on, we all know they're there to watch a fucking Welshman die on stage.
As much as I hate to give you credit, you are going to be a draw, and the reason you're going to be a draw is because you never fucking lecture up until this point.
It's the freak show of it. It's the freak show of it, I think.
No, I think that people are going to be genuinely interested to see what you've got up your sleeve. I think that, like everybody knows your products. Everybody knows
tattoos mainly.
But you've been in the public eye. Your brand has been so strong for so many years. And here's what's interesting about your brand, Lloyd. You've done it really without lecturing. You've done it by a completely different method. Normally, the advice that's given, if you want to become known in the magic community, there's certain things you need to do. But one of the things is appear everywhere. Go and get booked to lecture at conventions. Go and get booked to lecture at clubs. And you've not done that. And up until a few years ago, you didn't really do it online. It was the various different companies you've worked with and the stuff that you've done on Instagram. And it's really impressive that you've become one of the most well-known creators in the industry. And you are. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. You are.
Don't. It makes me want to...
No, I'm not. But it's true. You've become a very well-known creator of magic.
It's just the power of the internet, isn't it? It is literally just the power of the internet and adapting to the new times, because I genuinely, and I don't want to rebuttal to this, but I don't think that I'm anything special. I genuinely just think that I'm using the tools that we have available to us to my advantage. Because you look at some of the best magicians in the world right now, and so many of them, you go to a convention and there's always 3 or 4 magicians that you're like, where have you been hiding? Why does nobody know who you are? You are a god. And oftentimes it's simply because they don't put themselves out there, or some of them don't want to be known, but some of them are desperate to be known. Like I get like people coming up to me going, please help me get my name out there. I don't know what to do. And I think, fuck man, you are a star. I don't even know. And it's literally because they're just not using, the internet to their best capabilities. Yeah. That's just it, really.
And it's kind of the same with me, I'm everywhere in terms of, the amount of content that gets put up on Magic TV and the podcast and this and that and the other. I'm fucking everywhere. That's so because of that, the amount of messages that I'll have and the amount of comments on my YouTube channel going, oh, this is a gift to the community. This is a gift to community. It's very difficult to be in Magic and not see me and you almost every single day because of the stuff that we do online. And
we're
that
suffocating
really
them with our balls. I mean, our Magic. What it is I heard an interesting thing, which was the most popular brand in the world is Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Right. Or one of the most popular brands in the world. I think it's Coca-Cola, or it's always Blackpool. Yet they advertise on TV. Why do they advertise? Same. I think the other comparison was BMW or Mercedes. Like, why does I think it's like the most popular global car brand overall or something. And it's the same thing. Like, you want they have, even though they're the biggest, they shouldn't need to advertise, but they do, just because when you first think of a drink, you think of a cold drink, you think of a can of Coke. Yeah. It's just to, like, if I think of a British gigging magician and a British creator, I think of you. And it may not be, not that you're not the best, but it may not be that you're not the best. It's just because it's hard to think of anyone else.
Yeah.
Because you're the most visible.
Yeah.
Because of how fat you are, but also
that's how huge, massive. Hey, I've been on a diet since the 1st of January, and it's fucking going really well.
It looks amazing, man. You've gone from a chestnut to an acorn.
Honestly, by the time I get to Blackpool, I'm going to be a chubby little Adonis.
Chubby little. You're going to be like.
No. And by the time Magic Live comes around, I'm going to be ripped and shredded, motherfucker.
Shredded, probably like pulled pork, but. But yes, man, Session Convention is going to be so. I'm really excited. I am super excited for it. Dynamo texted me. Yes, I need to text him back. Text me yesterday. I'm coming just to see you. Wow. He said, the only reason Dynamo's coming is to watch my lecture. So no fucking pressure then. Cheers, mate.
That's better than ringing you up going, I'm coming and I'm watching you.
Is it though?
that would have been slightly.
I'd be like, whoa, what a coincidence. What the fuck?
Are we allowed to call him Dynamo now? Or did we call him Stephen?
Stephen Frayne. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I can't get around the whole Stephen Frayne thing. I can't do it. It's Dynamo.
D. I've always just said D.
Yeah. I can't call him Stephen. I really can't.
I like to call you Penfold, but it doesn't stick.
I can see why.
But man, yes. I mean, we covered it a lot last week, but session tickets are sold out. I only found out there was a Joel Anthony on my YouTube channel. So I put up a video and I said, like, oh, here's what I'm excited for, blah, blah, blah. And in the comments last night, Joel Anthony said, try to book. He's someone I always see at conventions, I always hang out with. He said, try to book, and it's sold out. And I don't know, that's the first time that's happened in a long time, isn't it?
Yeah. That's great. That's amazing. Yeah.
Or maybe I missed
they only made 400 tickets available, but I mean, 400 tickets, selling out 400 tickets, that's great. That's really good. And I think there's a few reasons for that. I think the first reason is it's quite an eclectic lineup. Second of all, I think they've really lent into the workshops and the additional stuff that's going on in there.
They've put on extra workshops for Jason England and Pete McKay.
Yeah, so which I think a lot of people are going for them. I also think that moving the hotel is a smart idea as well. I can only assume that they've moved it because they listened to the complaints of the previous years, and having a session convention in a bar that shuts at like 11 o'clock is not really conducive to what you're trying to build. So I'm hoping that when they go to this new hotel, it's going to be up all night, motherfucker. So that would be good.
We're looking to book your hotel for a convention. We need the bar to stay open 24/7. Like, what is it? A group of rugby lads? Is it a group of like what are you doing? Oh, they're just magicians. Say no more. Yeah.
Exactly. But I think all of these things combined, and then I think one of the biggest names is Piff, the Magic Dragon. Because he's not been back in the UK since going to Vegas and making it big over there. He's not really lectured. He's not done any conventions, and he's doing his full show on the Sunday night.
And I actually think I'm related to him.
Are you?
Yeah, because he's a dragon. Our national animal is a dragon. Our indigenous species is dragon, and they say everybody in Wales is related.
That is very true. That I have heard that. There you go. So you could be brothers. Brothers.
I think we actually were conjoined twins in the womb.
I would pay big money to see you in a matching fucking dragon suit. I'm really good.
Don't even try and make that happen.
I'm gonna make it happen.
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna.
But here's a question for you before we've talked about the lineup. I don't think we need to talk about that again. But I know there's a lot of people that are coming to the session that have never been before. Either they've never been to a convention before, or they've never been to, or they've been to a different convention but never been to the session. Do you have any advice for anybody who's coming to the session to get the most out of it? Because it is a very different convention. You go to Blackpool, for example, and it's just fucking chaos. You can't do anything. There's 65,000 things happening at the same time. You could literally walk around that place and never see your best friend at all, because there's so much to do. Whilst at the session, it's more spread out, it's more chilled out. By its very nature, there's more time for people to sit down and session. Have you got any advice? Because you've been to almost every single one from the very fucking beginning. Have you got any advice for people to get the most out of going to the session convention?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people go for holiday. Don't drink. I've ruined so many of my session convention experiences when I used to drink. I would just be pissed and missed loads of stuff or be too hungover. So don't drink. Or if you do, most people do drink, just like have one or two, because you're going to miss out on some really good stuff. Get to the lectures early. You will always have a seat. You'll always have a seat because they have enough seats for everyone. But get to it a bit early and get good positioned seats. I try to watch the lectures on my own. I will sit next to my friends every now and then, but I find the most I get from the lectures is like not sitting with my mates. So I'm not like chatting or like playing with my cards and stuff. The biggest advice I have for all conventions, but especially the session is, and I've done this since I was about 16, 17, it's put your fucking cards down. People, this is the problem with magicians, and I'm guilty of it. I still have to train myself like a fucking dog to not do it. When a magician is showing you a trick, we will watch them perform a trick. We'll see them do a really good pass, and we'll go, and then they'll go to show us the main bit they've been working on, because it's not the pass, it's the final reveal or whatever it's going to be. And we zone out and we start playing with our cards and we start to think about, or they'll show us something cool. And maybe it's a trick where a Jack of Hearts has this pair of sunglasses animate up and down on its face and then they vanish or something. And instead of us going, whoa, amazing, most magicians go, well, I've been working on this. And then they, without giving any feedback or appreciation to the magician that's just like shared the thing they've been working really hard on for months, a magician will be so self-obsessed. And it's hard not to be, not self-obsessed, but it's hard not to be self-indulgent, because we've all been working on things too. We want to share as well. We're all desperate to share. It's why we go to these conventions. But you see it time and time again. A magician will put themselves out there. They'll display the latest thing they've been working on, their brand new idea, and they'll show it to someone, and someone will be like, it'll just make them think of something they've been working on, and they don't give them any feedback. And they go, oh, cool. Well, let me show you this. It's like when a magician says at a gig, hey, what do you do for a living? And someone goes, oh, actually, I've just got a new job. And he goes, great, pick a card. And then the person's going, oh, okay. All right, don't give a fuck about me. I don't give a fuck about him. Put your deck down. When someone comes up and shows you a proverbial deck, it could be coins, rubber bands, decks of cards, time. When someone comes up to show you a trick or you're jamming and sessioning, watch their trick and think about it. Be present when they're showing you something. Don't drift off, and don't say wow. Don't say wow. When Eric Jones gave me the best advice ever at the session convention back when he was in Gloucester. I was nervous to show him this trick, and he said, dude, I am a layman. I was like, no, you're not, you're Eric Jones. And he's like, no, I'm watching this. Treat me like a layman and then perform it, and don't worry. So I did, and he played the part of the layman. And so then what I did, the cool move or whatever it was versus the actual bit of magic, he didn't go, wow, what the cool move, and then not react to the magic moment.
Yeah.
So be a lay person and be present when someone's showing you a trick. Don't just fucking start stimming and wait, just like, it's just like some people, when you have a conversation with them, they can't, it's like me talking to you. They just can't wait to talk over you or wait for you to finish so they can start talking. Don't be a Lloyd, be a Craig. You're very good at interviewing people. You're very good on this podcast. You give me a lot of time to waffle. I know how much of a dick I am.
No, you're not.
In a world full of Lloyds, be more of a Craig, and you'll have a better time.
And nobody ever fucking expected anyone to say that ever. Be more like Craig.
Yeah.
Fucking worst
What the
advice
fuck?
in the
It's
world.
2026. Also, I will say as well, this is shameless self-promotion, but I'm saying it for a reason. These vanishing elephants. If you haven't seen my my latest YouTube video and my Doxborough book and lecture packs, I am coming with barely any stock because people have gone fucking mental buying them, more than me or Kaylee or anyone was prepared for. I've got a dealer's table. I'm a pushover. If you come up and ask me on the Thursday night or the Friday or the Saturday, can I buy one so they don't sell out? I'm probably going to sell it to you on the spot. And that means that come Sunday, I'm very likely to not have anything available. Yeah. So if you do want to get a Vanishing Elephant off me or the Doxborough book and lecture pack, feel free to come up to me before the Sunday. Because I am a pushover. And so yeah, I may not even have any on the stall. Shameless self-promotion.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not just saying this because I'm your mate. The Vanishing Elephant is probably the best trick. It's definitely the best trick you've ever created. It's probably the best trick I've ever seen ever. Like, it just is fucking perfect in so many different ways. It's amazing. It really is. And I've never seen anything like it before. And Doc Sparrow, I mean, I've got a video coming up in a few days about I'm not even going to say what, but it's a list of books, and I talk about Doc Sparrow on there. And I mean, even if it's just literally fucking just for 6, you're going to get your money's worth and then some. But I mean, there's so many other fucking brilliant things as well. But the amount of people that have messaged me that have picked up the book off you and they've gone, 6 is incredible. 6 is fucking incredible.
Thank you.
Like, you've outdone yourself with this shit.
Thank you so much. I hate praise, but if you want to, you can pick stuff up off my website. You've got a Lloyd.tv. And I'm not saying this, well, it is like shameless self-promotion, but it's more the fact of I'm getting loads of emails about people worrying about picking them up off me in person or getting them before they sell out, because it's only a finite amount. Like, these Vanishing Elephants take me 45 minutes per unit to make, and I'm not going to be doing this for the next 2 or 3 months of my life. I'm just not. So once I'm already fed up of doing it. So I'm gonna do, I don't know, a couple of hundred, maybe a maximum of 1,000, and they're gonna go very soon.
Have you considered making a sweatshop with Kaylee and Thomas?
Kaylee's part of the process. Kaylee is doing the Vanishing Elephants.
She is in the sweatshop.
Yeah, she's in the sweatshop. But I don't want to get these manufactured in China. I don't want to get these done out elsewhere. I want to do part of the. I'm so proud of the Vanishing Elephant trick. In my own egotistical sense, is in my opinion, it's my favorite. It's the best trick I've ever created, and nothing comes close to it. Not even Lux, not even Dex. And for that reason, I want to make sure each one is handmade, which is a ball ache, but at least then, I don't know, when it's something so personal,
Yeah, I completely understand. And I know how important this trick is to you. And people will see that. Like, I was there at the YMC when you lectured at the Magic Circle, and you just had fucking some of the legends of magic at the back. Just absolutely blown away. Blown away.
Anyway,
however good you think the method is, it's better. I don't want to, this isn't about self-promotion, this podcast, but fuck me. The Vanishing Elephant.
I'm only saying, if you really want one, because I haven't even put a video trailer up, I haven't showed the trick online. It's just through word of mouth at the minute from the lecture and stuff. Yeah, if you do like 100% want to get one, buy it off my site now. Go to Lloyd.tv, because that means you're officially in the queue. But if you want to wait till the session, then come and ask me probably before the Sunday. I don't know if I'll have any. I don't know if I'll have any stock left.
Good problem to have. Good problem to have. But yeah, I know
it is and it isn't, because they're really hard to make. They're really, really hard to make.
I know. Before, it was a real struggle to get the podcast filming scheduled today. because you're just desperately trying to.
I'm just looking around. All I can see is Vanishing Ultimate stuff.
Yeah, well, you would just show me all the half-made gimmicks, and the sessions in we're filming this on Tuesday morning. The session's in technically 3 days' time, but I know you're leaving on the Thursday. And so far you've not got one single one completed for the session, so they're all going out the door. Exactly.
And I've just express ordered another couple of 100 books, Doxpera books, because they've just sold so fucking many, and it's a lush position to be in, you know, like it's a privilege to have that worry, but it also just feels shit, like in a sense of I don't want to. I hate wanting to get something and it's not being there, you know, and I don't want to like let anyone down.
Yeah, I get that. Well, someone's going to have to get let down because you're not going to have enough. I know you're not going to have enough.
I don't.
No matter how many,
I just fucking don't.
No matter how many you make, you're not going to have enough. That's a fact. We will see it. If you come into the session, we'll see you there. If you're not coming to the session, we'll talk about it next week. We'll do a breakdown of what happened at the session. But as well as that, there's something else we need to talk about that's officially been announced now, Lloyd. Alakazam have officially announced that they are the brand new owners of the 1914.
Potato chips.
What do you think of that?
Which one of them is going to dress up like a lesbian vampire?
Well, I heard that as part of the deal, D. Christopher was doing makeup tips and eyeliner tips and transvestite lesbian.
I like to imagine that Harry's going to be the vampire, and Peter is going to be his familiar.
I could see that happening. I could see that.
I'm going to drain your big nauticals.
Well, they have said that they're going to keep the ethos and the brand exactly the same as the 1914. So somebody's got to fucking dress up as a gay version of the Undertaker from WWE. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to fucking do it. And Harry Nardi, it's either Harry or it's Jamie Dawes. I mean, they might stick Jamie in the lesbian vampire costume. I don't know, but one of them's got to go and fucking step up and make them.
Even the way I don't want to cancel. A long hair vampire. That's what Dee brought to the table.
Actually, it's probably Jamie that should do it because he's already into the dark and macabre storytelling.
Oh yeah, totally. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, stick Jamie as part of the brand. Stick it. It's almost like it was built for him. But what I love that Alakazam have done when they announced it, they did this whole end of year. They did this whole end of year announcement, and one of the things that they said is that the 1914 brand is going to stay separate to Alakazam. So it's going to be run. There's been a lot of stuff out of stock on the 1914 for a while because Dean and Jack have been winding stuff down. They're currently in the process of restocking everything because one thing that Alakazam do well is they re-promote stuff that's been out for years.
God, it's funny that I can see why they bought the 1914, right? Alakazam have always been known for how incredible their wallets are. One of the jewels in the crown of Alakazam, many jewels in the crown, but one of the big ones was their wallets. And 1914 have the last 5 years have had the best reputation for wallets in the industry.
Yeah, the Orphic Plus, the Shadow wallet,
the Razor wallet.
Right, yeah, all of those.
Was that the Razor? No, were they the Razor?
No, the Razor was Penguin.
Sorry,
that was
the Shadow,
but it was just before
Plus.
he went. Yeah. But the other thing is, I don't know if you know this, they bought everything for the 1914. So as well as the branding, the website, the stock, the rights for everything, they also bought all of the new tricks that were in development because Dee and Jack were developing new tricks. There's 7 or 8 tricks that are in new development. One that's coming out in the next month or two, which is a brand new wallet by Simon Lipkin.
Oh, fuck. Oh, is this Simon showed me a wallet not long ago that I'll say not leather.
I think so. I think that's the one. Yes.
Super good. Super fucking good.
So that is going to be the first release from the 1914 powered by Alakazam. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's powered by Alakazam. So it's still going to stay the same, but 1914 are now going to have access to Alakazam's resources. So they've obviously got the distribution center in the US, run by Chris James.
Well, it's a smart move.
Yeah.
Other companies have done similar things. Penguin bought Paper Crane.
They did, yeah. And that is the moment I think that Penguin really exploded, when they bought Paper Crane into their
own. Fuck yeah. Yeah, Penguin was probably the biggest the biggest online magic shop. So not boutique, but like magic shop where they sell, because I think the magic shops are bigger than boutiques generally as a rule. But I mean by magic shop, they sell everything, and they made their own productions. But when they brought Paper Crane on board, that's when it turned into a fucking proper brand, like I know they were a brand before, but it felt like a magic shop, like a magic store that had an online site, and they became the brand of Penguin when Paper Crane came on.
Absolutely,
I think.
And you also had Mandy and Sean coming in, and they were like then spearheading that side of the business. That was very smart. But yeah, so 1914 is going to continue. They're actively looking for new people to come on board and be a part of the 1914 and be a part of
what is it, like artists to create
artists products? they want to be creating stuff through the 1914, and the 1914 had a very particular style of effect that worked for the 1914. I think that's what they're looking for moving forward. They're looking to continue that brand. I believe they're even going to have like separate booths at Blackpool and stuff. I think it's going to be completely separate, other than Alec. It's kind of openly going to be known that Alakazam are behind it. Peter Nardi is buying fucking everything right now. First of all, he's had a banner couple of years. So first of all, since coming out of COVID, he bought Ace Magic Studios and bought the rights to all of their tricks. So he's got all of the Ace Magic Studio tricks that he's got the rights to, that he now, distributes to Alakazam. Then he set up Alakazam Unlimited, which is his own streaming platform, which has got like fuck tons of content. He teamed up with Murphy's, so a lot of the L&L range is streamable through the Alakazam website. Then he obviously opened this distribution center in America and set up, Chris James as the head of that operation over there. So now there's no tariffs or anything like that, because everything is sent directly from the US. Then he bought Print by Magic. So now he's got all of the print, people go to him to print everything. If they need anything printed, if they need to prototype anything, they can. Now they bought the 1914 as a separate brand. I mean, talk about going from strength to strength. I've spoken to Pete. He talked about pre-COVID, he was kind of treading water a bit. Now that's not the case. Now I don't know if it's Harry coming on board, or what, but I mean, he's added so many people to his team. Jamie's now working full time there. Jamie Dawes, obviously.
Is he full time? Wow.
Yeah, Jamie now works full time. He heads up the Unlimited platform, all the social media, as well as everything else he does. He's got new people working in the in head office. He's got.
I fucking love to see it, man. I love to see it. I love to see good, honest, hardworking people that have been in Magic and love Magic. Just going from strength to strength. And I think one of the things that I love most is like when you did, when you were doing you've done a lot of projects with the guys there.
Yeah.
But Pete is still so passionate about Magic. Like when you did, what was it? Like the Rubik's Cube playing card trick, Cube 52, was it?
Yep.
Pete come on with a bunch of ideas for the project because he was there with you looking at the cards thinking you could do this, you could do that, you could do this. And a lot of Magic shops are run by people that don't care about Magic or have no interest in Magic or are there for ulterior motives. And I've never, ever, ever got that sense from the Nardis whatsoever. They are magicians first who pay their bills, who put the roof over their head with a Magic shop. And that's the right way to do it.
I was looking at the Alakazam socials the other day, and they posted on Alakazam socials videos of Pete going out and gigging at corporate gigs from like the day before. Him and Harry were out at a corporate gig, going around getting killer reactions, doing the stuff that they sell in their shop. Like they talk the talk, they walk the walk, and
it comes through. That stuff bleeds through. It's the stuff that you can't hire a marketing team to do for you. You can't say we are magicians run by magicians for magicians and not be not actually live it. Whereas, when it's true, it emanates through. I love it, man. I just like to see Magic doing well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love to see Magic doing well, and yeah. I keep saying it, man, and I feel like I'm accurate with it, but I'm fortunate I see the numbers from both sides of the spectrum, but we're in a really special place in Magic, not just industry wise, but like industry I can tell. But yeah, there's just it feels like it's so in such a good place at the minute.
Well, you know what's interesting, talking about Alakazam, and earlier we talked about Vanishing Ink. What I love about Vanishing Ink is every year they put out this statement from Josh and Andy, where they kind of recap what's happened in 25 in the year before, and they talk about what's coming in 26, and they talk about the highs and the lows, and they're very, very honest. And I've always liked that about Vanishing Ink. And they put the statement out there, their sort of end of year annual sort of letter to the Magic community. And there's a particular paragraph in there that they.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, the news on our company isn't as exciting as new products, but we aim to be transparent across the board. After 16 years, double-digit growth isn't easy to achieve, but we're happy to report that profitability remains stable. We continue to have very strong sales in the US, and while our UK and European sales have gone down, we're hard at work to get back the growth that we strive for. And I think that a big part of that is Alakazam. I don't think that necessarily. I think it's Alakazam, but I also think it's Monster Magic.
Monster Magic. Yeah, 100%. There's strong competition in the industry. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's really, really good because you can tell it's firing Vanishing Ink up. They're like, right, we're going to need to fucking sort this out. But for a long time in the UK, Vanishing Ink had it easy because a lot of people in the UK don't like to order from Penguin Magic because you're going to be hit with tariffs and
and it's in America. You don't want to wait for an American post to come.
So
I love the transparency in that email. By the way, I used to work. I won't name the name of the company. For many years, I worked for an American company, and they used to regularly say, "We're doing great. We're doing better than everyone." And I think they still do it now, and they weren't. They really fucking weren't. And my thing is, it's. Like in all the controversies me and you have fucking gone to war with people and everything. My attitude is warts and all.
Yeah.
If you're just honest about everything, whether it makes you a bad guy, whether it's embarrassing, just be fucking brutally honest about everything. And I think people because people know when companies are like, I remember with the company I used to work at, they'd say like, they'd be like that whole, we're number one, and they'd lost every fucking game attitude, People can see through that. They know it's bullshit. People want to, when you're honest and like, oh, I'm having a fucking down year, or my sales, people tend to want to support you, and it gives trust. That's more than anything. You want trust when you're buying from these Magic shops. You want to know that when you're buying from them, you're helping, because we're a small industry, and you want to buy from someone that you trust.
Yeah.
So by saying, oh, look, we're doing really well in America, but not so much in Europe. Somebody might go, oh, fuck, I might buy from Vanishing Ink on my next one just because I made a purchase from Monster, I made a purchase from Alakazam, I'm going to make a purchase from Vanishing, and keeps a rising tide raises all ships.
If you were Vanishing Ink, what would you do to raise the UK sales? Because I can kind of relate to Andy and Josh's problem. Because here's the thing, like, I obviously run the largest entertainment agency for children's entertainers in the UK. Mm-hmm. And we do upwards of about 18,000 events a year. But the biggest negative that we get, and the biggest reason that people won't book us, is because they want to have a personal conversation with their entertainer. And we can't give them that. We can't give them, because we have 100 entertainers. We can't literally do that. I mean, they can speak to their entertainer before the event, but, it's not like they're going to be able to have a personal... You haven't got that almost like that one-on-one thing.
There's no personal feel to it.
Which you get with a one-man band. So I always say, when I'm giving marketing advice to people that are one-man bands, I always say lean into that. A lot of magicians, they try to take the approach that they're a big company. They write their copy on their website as, welcome to the website of blah, blah, blah. He is one of the most dynamic performers, and as if it's almost like a company that's representing him. And I'm like, no. If you're a one-man band, fucking lean into that. Lean into the fact, hey, my name's blah, blah, blah. I'm a magician and I'm based just down the road from you. Let me tell you why I am the best person for your event, whatever the case may be. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing a little bit in this scenario as well. I think that Monster, Alex Kirk, is Monster Magic. You know, it's just Alex. He doesn't have a team of people around him. You know, he's working his balls off to try and get everything done. And customer service is so important to him. How many people do you see posting on Facebook and Instagram going, I can't believe I've had this parcel like literally 2 hours after I ordered it, whatever the case may be. Same with Alakazam. They really lean into the whole Alaka fam. You know, we may be a company, but we're a family-run company, and you know, they very much lean into it's Jenny, it's Harry, it's Pete, and even the people that work for Jenny, Harry, and Pete, they're all part of the Alaka fam, and you kind of have that whole family mentality. You can't get that with Vanishing Ink. They are probably the only company in the UK that are very, very corporate. And maybe people kind of go, well, you know, I've got no problem with Vanishing Ink, but I really like that Peter Nardi, or I really like that Harry Nardi.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to take sales
from
some people have been buying from Alakazam for 30 plus years. If it's been 30 plus years, you ain't getting those customers unless you offer something that Alakazam doesn't have.
Yeah.
And I'm not a genius businessman. But I think sometimes in business, what you need to do is just, you don't need to necessarily be a genius. You just need to listen and, or look at why your competitors are getting praise. And if it's something that you can also do too, then, or do better, then do that. So for example, you can't beat 30 years of loyalty with Alakazam. So don't try and go really after that for 30 years until you have 30 years worth of your own customers. But shipping, you can beat.
Yeah,
you can totally beat. If I was, see, I don't feel like I should say, but if I was Vanishing, and maybe they can't, and obviously there's costs, but I'd be looking into solutions such as offering, if I got a UK distribution warehouse, offering free shipping. Or I would either potentially up my prices to incorporate the free shipping on everything, right? So you might be paying £3 more, but it seems like it's a higher perceived value. So you say free shipping on everything.
Yeah.
Or have a sort of membership where it's like, hey, if you're a UK based Alakazam customer, you do an Amazon Prime type deal where you pay £90 a year and you get free shipping for the year.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. If you pay £90 for the year, you get or more, whatever. Like if you have the master classes, then you also get free shipping on all products. Something which is just too good to say no to. Like I anyone that uses Amazon Prime, they pay more for their Prime products, but they get free shipping. And actually, if you ever stop to look at Amazon Prime, say you're going to buy an LED light for your office or your attic, right? And it's $12.99, but it's free shipping. Or you can pay $8.99 and £1.50 shipping, but it's not Prime shipping, so it's not. You don't know whether it's actually guaranteed next day. I'm buying the $12.99 one every single time, and I have done. For the last 5-10 years, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'm always going to pay that little bit more to have my guaranteed next day shipping thing there. I don't know why, but it's like, it's just a thing. And it's not a hard operation to set up, because I know that other systems have been put in place at other companies where if you are a priority customer for whatever reason, either you pay to do a queue jump or you have a membership thing, then your orders will always go to the top of the queue to be shipped out the same day, so that they will almost be guaranteed. You can't guarantee anything in the world, but it's almost guaranteed next day delivery if it's within the UK. Something like that. That's the type of system where even I don't regularly buy Magic at all. Like, and when I do, it's just one-way force decks or decks of cards. But that's the type of initiative where even I'd be like, fuck, I don't even use it a lot, but I'm gonna have it just for the times I want next day delivery. Yeah. And I get masterclasses for free, or I get certain things for free.
Yeah,
there's always free. Smart. You never want discounts. You don't want like, I get 10% off my next order. Like, nah, that doesn't work. It doesn't work as well.
No. Yeah, like
that's what I'd be doing, and then you'd see some. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've tried it, right? So I get to speak ideas and have to take no action on them or suffer any consequences. But that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, because you may as well leverage that masterclass. The masterclass it's not going to cost them anything. They can give, master that by that's a tool that you can leverage with. You can be giving away masterclasses, or you can be, so effectively they're paying for the shipping. They're getting the masterclasses for free. That's not really costing them that much to produce. Yeah, that's really smart, because if you have a membership like that, you're probably going to go to that company for regardless, because you've paid to get that free shipping.
Mm-hmm. Like Penguin do free shipping. They're totally missing out by not just putting a membership on it, being like, oh, it's only $100 a year and you get free shipping anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like they do free shipping as it is, but you feel special then. Yeah,
you do. Yeah, that's a really smart idea. See, you're not just a dumb twat.
I'm also fucking ugly. There's a guy called Rory Sutherland. He works at Ogilvy. And he's written a book, not many books, but he's got a really good book on it's marketing, but it's more the interested side of social engineering, and it's called Alchemy. It's fucking phenomenal, and like you can find stories from him online as well. Like one of the stories, it says that the UK government spent 20 billion trying to make the Eurostar tunnel. I think it was like 45 minutes faster.
Really?
And he said if it was brought to him, instead of doing that, what he would have done is he would have taken that 20 billion, took a quarter of it, and hired, first of all, put free super speed Wi-Fi on the train, and then hired models to serve free champagne and drinks for the entire journey. And then people would genuinely be complaining that the journey's not long enough.
Very true.
He does things like this. He's a really, really clever guy, and I really subscribe to what he talks about. When you take a course of antibiotic medicine tablets, right? Normally you have to take, like, for example, if it's 14 days, you have to take all 14. Otherwise it won't completely wipe out the infection and it comes back. That's why they're so specific with how many tablets you take. And he said what they should do, if you want to guarantee to take someone to take everyone, because hardly anyone finishes the whole course of tablets. I don't know if you know that, but most people don't.
No, I didn't know that.
Is that they should have, if it's 14 tablets, make 13 of them blue and one of them red, and the doctor says you take all your blue tablets, and on the final day you take that last red tablet, and that'll finish off the dose. And it does something to the human mind where it's not now take a blind amount of tablets. There's a and a Z, and it's a completion.
There's an end point that you have to get to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't. It's like it's Meccano. You know what I mean? I don't know, but yeah. So things like that, I'm always so interested in. Not like in a business sense, because I'm not very good at business or very particularly interested. I just want to create magic. Like that's all I want to do. But a lot of it applies across the board. We were talking about your trick earlier, your new quarantine effect. And I said there's something in adding that new phase of cellophane in the box at the end. That's the alchemy to it. There's an alchemy where you can't get the cards even back in, because that little fusion of synergy. There's something, it creates synergy where it's stronger than the sum of all its parts by adding that one final bit. And I think a lot of creativity in magic especially comes from looking at just like odd concepts and things that people do and stuff, and then applying it somehow to a piece of magic. And you can do it with business, and you can do it with things. But going back to that quarantine effect, remember you showed that to me in Blackpool when you were at the Airbnb about 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah. I
was like, Craig, you got to bring this back out. It's I just want to say, fucking good job, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I've had that in my repertoire. Yeah. So when I was entering competitions way back in like 2002, 2003, 2005, that was the closer to my competition act. Like,
wow.
I love that routine.
Can you explain to anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about what the effect is? So
this is probably one of the very first tricks I brought out many years ago with World Magic Shop, and it's just been brought back out with Penguin Magic. And the price they've put on it is fucking nuts. $20, 16 quid, 15, 16 quid. It's insanely good value. So the effect is you have you can get into it at any point you want to. So at some point when you've done some card routines, this is my closer. You have someone pick a card. There's no force. You have them sign the card. There's no by the way, at the beginning when you took the cards out of the box, you gave the box to someone to hold on to. You have them pick a card, no force. You have them sign the card, and then you have the card put back into the middle of the deck. You then put the deck down on the table and you take some cellophane. And you say, this cellophane here is going to, we're going to try and do something with it. You take the cellophane and you take the deck, and you have to see it to believe it. Watch the trailer. You do this kind of thing. And the deck instantly just kind of shrink wraps itself. It's almost like the cellophane kind of expands around the deck. And at that point, you hand that deck out and they want to examine it. It's almost like a weird Omni deck style thing, because this is now a solid deck, completely shrink wrapped, while a second ago it was being shuffled by them. And then you point out that their card is somewhere in the deck, so it's going to make it hard to find. But when they were shuffling, you noticed it was about 20 cards down. And then you take this cellophane deck back off them and you hold it at the tips of the fingers and you go, 20 cards down should be about here. And you just pull, and their card visually penetrates through the cellophane. And it's their signed card. And there's no switches, there's no moves. You immediately hand both of those out to the spectator, and they're examining it, and it's weird, and it's you can see on the trailer the reactions are insane. And then as a kicker ending at the end, you say, of course, I understand how the deck became shrink wrapped. I even understand how the card came out the shrink wrap. What I don't even understand is how we're able to do this, because we shouldn't have been able to take the cards out of the box at the beginning. And now the person that's holding the box, you tell them to open it and they can't, because the empty box is completely shrink wrapped and sealed, and there's no way into it and there's no way out of it, and everything's examinable. So that's the routine, and there's lots of different ways of doing it. There's 5 or 6 handlings. Some of it requires a deck switch, obviously, but most of the handlings don't require a deck switch. There's handlings that are designed for stage, handling designed that are close up. There's no angles. It's very easy to do. It's a real worker. It's something that I've done for about 20 odd years, and Penguin said to me, we want to bring that back out. We love this.
When you showed it to me a couple of years ago at Blackpool, you just had one sitting there. I was like, Craig, this is one of those things that I just want one immediately. All you showed me was a deck of cards out of the box that was shrink wrapped in cellophane, and I was like, oh, this is fucking good. This is really good. Like it's impossible, but it's not impossible, because people get that word wrong. But it's impossible in the moment of you going from the usable deck to suddenly it's shrink wrapped. You couldn't have done it there and then. Yeah. It's a fascination, because it's like, oh, that's fucking strange. It's so weird, and also it lends itself to so much magic.
Yeah, it does.
So many different interesting ways of performing it and showing it, and
it's different to anything that people normally do. It's very, very different. Can you guess where the inspiration for that trick came from? Because when I tell you, you're going to go, oh, yeah, but I don't think you're going to...
Osmosis? Not Osmosis. It was called Ben Williams is labeled.
Nope.
Not Solid Deception by Paul Harris.
Nope.
Not Omnideck, right?
Nope.
Hellophane? That was too...
Nope.
Go on.
Airtight by Jay Sankey. When he took a deck of cards, and he took a balloon, and he took a deck of cards, and he pushed the cards into the balloon, and then he pulled one card out. And I remember, and he get pulled. If you remember, Copperfield did that trick on one of his specials, and I remember Copperfield doing it, and I'm like, that is a trick I can get behind. That is something that I could see closing my show. And I looked up and I got Airtight, and I'm not going to say I was disappointed, because I wasn't, but if you know the Airtight by Jay Sankey, it is very, very impractical. It's very, very, very impractical. Not for the environment in which Jay performs it, because in the environment he performs it on stage, in Copperfield performed it on stage, it's fine if you've got everything that you need, but it's not the sort of thing you can do walk around or close up, or in any sort of formal situation. And so I kind of then began a journey of, how can I replicate this but make it work for my performing environment? And you know, that was where it came from. It came out, you know, because we talk about creativity and inspiration a lot of the time. This particular thing came as a result of me desperately wanting to do this particular trick. But when I learned the method to this trick, it didn't work in the environment I wanted to perform it in. So I then came up with a way of replicating it and making it practical for me. And for anybody out there that wants to be a creator, whether it's a creator for selling something ultimately, or creator for just creating something for your own act, if you see something and you can't make it work for you for whatever reason, don't make that the end point. Don't make that the point where you go, oh, well, bottom drawer, because that's what most magicians do. They buy something, they look at the method and they go, that's not going to work for me. It might be
sometimes it's worth it just for the inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. Use that as an inspiration and kind of go, right, okay, I love this, but I can't do it the way that this person wants it to be done. How can I then take that and make it work for me?
I think almost every single magic trick that exists in print or on shelves or is performed to date, and there's hardly any that I can think of that does not stand heavily on the shoulders of a giant before it.
Yeah.
Think of anything. Think of any trick. Oh, try and name a trick that is entirely, apart from Luba's stuff, but that is entirely of its own volition,
Liquefy.
By Tobias Dostal, where it turns into like a ring melts.
Yes.
Well, then what about Bandwidth by Greg Wilson?
Fuck. Yeah.
I'm not saying that Toby's is not fucking phenomenal, but everything has inspiration. You can't have all these amazing things without something coming before it that has inspired the spark. And sometimes you can just independently create it, but often it's based on a hierarchy of other existing material. And that's the beautiful thing about magic, is that without other people creating stuff, and without us being able to take inspiration in respectful ways, then we wouldn't be where we are. It's the best. I just love it.
You know what? One of the things, most people fucking love me, Lloyd, because I'm a delight. But there is a small section.
You're a cunt.
Well, yeah, but I've got them fooled into thinking I'm a delight. However, there's a small section of the community that really don't like me, as you know. And one of the things that they say, if somebody's going to bring up something negative about Craig Petty, they're going to say one of two things. Either they're going to bring up red, fuck you.
Or head like a testicle.
Head like a testicle. Again,
or they're going to get angry at you for not fucking kids and not being on their team.
Yes, there's that one as well. But the other thing that gets put up over and over again is, Craig just takes tricks that are already out there and releases versions of them. Yeah, and they're right. I mean, look at Credit Swipe that I bought out with Penguin. That's Daryl's Presto Printer, but with credit cards. You look at Chop. Chop is a chop cup, but with a regular cup. You look at this. This is Airtight by Jay Sankey. But you look at the Keymaster. That's Holy Moly by Jay Sankey. You look at
it's creatively bankrupt.
That's no. But here's the thing. Yes, fuck you very much, Mr. Fuck Nuts. No, here's the thing. They always parrot this as this is a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think that this has been going on forever. I go back and I read Abracadabra from the 1970s, the 1960s, and they'll be presenting like a fucking.
I've got a load of them in my cupboard.
Yeah, and they're amazing. I've got a ton of them. But you go back and you read those
Demon Telegraph,
the 60s, yeah, and you read these old magazines and. You see them going, well, this is an idea from a trick from the 1920s. And it's kind of, people have just been reinventing the wheel now for so long. And we come up with new ways of accomplishing existing tricks that make it work. Credit Swipe wasn't created to sell. It was created because I wanted to do Presto Printo with credit cards, because that's fucking cool. Chop wasn't created to sell. It was because it came from a desire of me wanting to do Chop Cup with a regular fucking cup. Quarantine wasn't created to sell. It was created because I desperately wanted to do this trick I saw David Copperfield do, but I wanted to do it in my own work. Like, as far as I'm concerned, as a creator, there's no problem with taking something and changing it and making it better, in my opinion, obviously that people might disagree, or making it more practical to the world we live in right now.
I think it's I think what it is, there's been a few bad eggs like Sans Mind and stuff that have gone out and taken things and or other companies, not just to name them, but have made cash grabs, and that kind of sets people off then to think, oh, everyone's out for that. There's a couple of thoughts on it. It's, first of all, like I have products on the market, right? But 90% of the material from me is free, because they go on my YouTube channel. I got over 150 tutorials of all completely unique creations, all free, right? But the reason I say that is because business in magic shouldn't be a dirty word. Some people think that like business is a dirty word, or that a product existing is bad. But the problem is that I see is that sometimes something is made and you show it to people and they go, yeah, can I get that? And then someone goes, yeah, can I get that? And you go, and they go, oh, can I have that as well? Right. Which you've seen 1,000 times over. Yeah. It happens a lot with me. And I'll go, it's not really my style. I just thought it was kind of a fun idea and I've just been messing with it. And maybe it'll end up something more in kin with what I do. But I don't know if it's really for me. And then people go, oh, but yeah, but it is for me and I really want it. And you go, okay, well, cool. I'll make a few units up for you if you guys want to pick it up. And then it ends up going on a shelf and the units all sell. And then you end up having to make more because there's a demand for it. I don't think that's a dirty business practice. No. Even though you've made something which isn't your style, enough people have wanted it that you've gone, all right, fine, here they are. Some people look down their nose at that. And I just think that's so odd.
Yeah, because the bottom line is, it's we've talked about this before, the whole people that go on about how, oh, there's too much hype and magic. Well, hype is just fucking marketing at the end of the day.
Hype is, I've always seen hype as excitement. If I'm not excited as fuck about whatever it is if I'm bringing something out with my name on it, it's because I've been using it. I've been excited to show anyone who will look at it, just from a magic sense. If I'm not allowed to get excited about my own thing, whether it could be a product, it could be my latest YouTube video. It could be the trick that I'm just going to hang out and show people at a session convention. It could just be the next thing I'm going to do at a coffee shop. If I'm not excited about it, I don't want to show anyone.
I remember when I was arguing back and forth with people on the internet to do with the atomic deck, and it was right where everything blew up with the atomic deck. And there was this magician who was a professional magician, right, full-time professional magician, and he was arguing with me on one forum or another. And he turned around and he said, "The problem, Craig, is that if the atomic deck was any good, you shouldn't have had to have hyped it up. You shouldn't have had to have marketed it. You could have just released it and it would have been successful because it was that good." And I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. You're a full-time professional magician. Do you not bother marketing yourself to get gigs, you dumb fuck? Do you not go out there and put your fucking website out there? Do you not do SEO on your website? Do you not fucking go and stick your fucking social media and go and fucking put posts on there? And I pointed out to you social media. I went, look, there's you telling everyone to book you for a fucking wedding. There's you writing a blog about how fucking good you are at a wedding. Let's use the logic back on you. If you were so fucking good as a magician, surely you should just fucking tell people and announce you're a full-time professional magician, and then you wouldn't actually need to fucking do any marketing because people would book you. And he went, that's a different situation. I'm like, why? He's like, it's not a fucking different situation. It's business. Just like the fucking magic business is a business. If Murphy's buy one of my products or invest in bringing a product out, there's a lot of fucking money that they're putting on the line. A lot of money that they're putting on the line. They're making an investment and they're hoping they're going to get a return on investment. And there's only a certain amount of tricks Murphy's or Penguin or Alakazam can bring out in a given year. They can't be bringing them out every single day. So they need to make sure they're getting a return on an investment, because that's how fucking business works.
My thing is, right, at least from my own selfish point of view, because I don't get any kickback on these products, especially things like the atomic deck, quantum deck, Luxes, anything that's with the Murphys doesn't get any kickback. And I know that there's a vocal minority that absolutely hates the, I can't be called hype, it's excitement. I know it can be detrimental. However, I fucking love magic and I love new and exciting concepts.
Me too.
And I can't shut my mouth. I love screaming things from the rooftop. I know that it can do a disservice to me for no financial gain whatsoever to hype, and I said in loose terms, to be excited about a project that I've been a part of or that's coming out. Sometimes I'm just excited about tricks that I have fucking nothing to do with. I'll put up a YouTube video about it and just like the button by Chris James that I put up recently or people's apps or whatever it is. I don't get any kickback. I don't get any gain from it. And I don't give a fuck because I'm I'm really, 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 really passionate about magic, and I'm really passionate about like magic that like does something new and creative. And some people hate that, and they say, "Oh, Lloyd Barnes is just overhyping this," but they don't say I'm overhyping it when it's one of my free tutorials. It's just if somebody is paying for it.
Yeah.
It's such a double standard, and I'm just over it. I don't care. I do not give a fuck. I will always be excited about new and exciting magic, whether that's a product or a free video or some new event that's happening, whether it's ticketed or it's a free event, whatever it is. If something exciting is happening in magic, I'm gonna be excited about it. And you can call it hype, and you can fuck off to your grave with it because you're wrong. Because it's just about fucking being someone else's mascot, you know?
Mm. I remember going when I first got into magic. There was a magic shop in Cradley Heath, which is 3 buses for me to fucking get to. It took 3 buses for me to get there, and it took about 2.5 hours. And it was the only magic shop I knew. I would be so fucking. This is before the internet. This is before social media. This is before anything, and I would be so fucking excited on the 2.5 hour fucking bus journey just to go to this little shop and these little VHS tapes, going in there and going, oh, wonder what I can get this time, and getting really fucking. I've been like that since day fucking one, since first coming into this industry. I love magic, and I love getting excited about new shit. And if you don't, and if you're like so jaded that it's like, oh well, we shouldn't hype shit, we should just release it. Well, fuck off. Don't be a magician.
It's so funny. Like, could you imagine doing this to someone in real life, right? You go to a Blackpool convention. Almost everyone you talk to, and I'm going to be wrong on this, but pretty much you talk to anyone about Blackpool, what's the questions you ask? Oh, have you seen anything good? And then you go, yeah, so-and-so over there, that over there, right?
Yeah.
You don't go to them, oh, mate, fucking, whoa, hang on a minute, I don't like that. Stop overhyping it. And if you went to them, oh, what's the most exciting thing here? And someone goes, actually, I've brought this with me, and I've been working really hard on it. You go, oh, stop it with the hype. I don't want you overhyping it.
Yeah.
But when people are in person, they're not behind their keyboards. It's different question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I just think, man, there's shameless self-promotion. Like I know Harry Lorraine was a prolific, shameless self-promoter.
Oh, he was.
And there's other people in the industry that are only there shouting their stuff out to make money off it. I get to speak from a bit of a position of privilege on most stuff. I know this Vanishing Elephant thing is on my own because I have to make it myself. Because I'm not.
There's no way a company could. There's no way a company could make the Vanishing Elephant. There's no way.
I wouldn't want them to because it's a personal project. It's a personal project that existed before. But for the 99% of material or projects that I've ever either of my own that I've worked on or ever shouted about because it's something completely unrelated to me, I don't get any kickback on that. And I know the argument could be said about, oh, well, I've worked at the companies, right? So I get a salary. But then what about all the half of my channel are Fooler episodes. 75% of those are other people's material. So the argument that I don't get kickback on that. So the argument doesn't really work out for them.
No.
I can't help just being super excited when I see good magic. I'm a human Labrador when it comes to magic.
Yeah.
People know, right? People know I'm a bit of a twat at a convention. If somebody shows me a good trick, I will drag them around. I've done it to you. I called you the other day. Yesterday, I was like, Craig.
You literally called me and you were like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going to be leaving soon to go to a gig. He's like, fuck that. How long have you got? I'm like, half an hour or so. He's like, right, you need to send me a Zoom link now. You need to see this. It's the greatest fucking trick I've ever seen. I'm like, what?
Just because somebody was showing me a cool piece of magic, I will drag everyone around a convention with me to show off their new trick just because I fucking love magic. And some people who are in this fucking weird boys club of magic who think magic, do you know what? I don't give a fuck. Honestly, you ain't my people. Nope. If you don't like seeing people excited about magic, and if you just think it's all to do with making money and business, and it's all for ulterior motives, you're those type of people that live your lives with a little fucking tinfoil hat and think the man's out to always get you and the world's against you, then sorry, mate. Like, either fucking give your head a wobble or leave me alone. Yeah, I'm never not going to be excited about good magic.
No, absolutely.
If the Atomic Deck was somebody else's project that had nothing to do with us, and I knew the method and I knew it was coming out, I would have done exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's cool as fuck. The method's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It's a genuine leap forward in ACAN technology. It's super cool.
It is. Completely fucking agree with you. 100 fucking.
How could you not be excited about something like that coming out?
Yeah. Totally agree.
And unless you don't like magic, unless you're in magic for the wrong reasons, or unless you think people should shut up about it when they're excited, in which case, why are you performing magic to people?
And I think that might be part of the problem. That we talked earlier on about how you mentioned about how you've had so many free things on your YouTube channel and you give away so much for free. I'm sure you've had the same thing as me. You mentioned it earlier on. So many people come up to me and go, how do you become really well known in this industry? How can you become a really well known creator? Because let's be honest, without blowing our own trumpets, we're pretty well known, mainly because I'm fucking up all the time, but we're pretty well known.
Oh, infamous. Right? We're infamous.
Yeah, infamous for fucking doing something stupid all the time. However, I think part of the reason is we give so much away for free. Like, you look at my YouTube channel, I'm posting advice videos every single day. Over Christmas, I did 2 one-hour lectures of brand new material. When I did a half-an-hour lecture for Alakazam, which they sent out on Christmas Day. I flew all the way over to Columbus to do the Penguin Christmas special.
All your advice videos about gigs and making a name for yourself and business practices and bookings. I literally know hundreds of magicians that have actually sat down and studied all that content and made careers from it, or improved existing careers from it. My thinking is this, and the reason why I really launched my YouTube channel sort of fresh was I've always been raised to leave a place better than you find.
Yeah.
Right. And to always give back. Like in my hometown, I'm on the committee for they're trying to regenerate, they're trying to build houses on green land next to the sea. I take so much time out of my free time to be on the committee to try and fix the issue they've got where they're trying to overbuild the houses, and we're trying to work out a way in which we're trying to keep parts of the coastline green, but it's because it helps the town. It doesn't help me. I don't gain anything from it. It takes fucking loads of my life up, but it helps the town and the future generations of the town by keeping that coastline. Years ago, when I quit skating, I ended up getting onto the committee to get the local skate park built, even though I don't skate anymore, because I knew it would benefit people. I've always tried to be, and it's not singing my own praises, but it's coming to an overall point, which is my ethos is always try and give more than you take. And when I started, I worked for a magic company, and when I started there, my idea was to come in and try and change practices within magic. Is why I brought in this practice of it, and a lot of people do it now. And the first time I was really able to get it implemented was about 10 or 12 years ago with a trick called Iris, which was to teach them what it was, the method for free behind the password before they bought the gimmick. So they knew what they were getting, right? And I know it could have still loosely been done, but it was a real thing that I try to do with a lot of, you've seen it, I've done it with a lot of our projects.
Yeah.
I've done it a lot on YouTube, which was, we have this weird industry where we try and sell people a product without telling them anything about it. Oh, imagine buying a car. Hey, what is it? Petrol or diesel? Can't tell you that, mate. What color is it? Can't tell you that, mate. Well, what does it do? Well, I'll tell you what it doesn't do. It doesn't have magnets, doesn't have string, doesn't have thread. All right, be honest. I said it earlier. My ethos has always been warts and all. Be honest as much as you can. And I ended up working at this company, a really bad company, and it got to the point where every idea I had, they tried to monetize it. So when I quit there, the ball of flames, I came back and I was like, fuck, I feel like I've been forced in this position of trying to take more than I've given. So I was like, every week I'm giving away in my own opinion, good ideas, to the point where people were complaining that they should have been marketed. One of the most common questions on my thing is, why didn't you market this, or can I buy it from you? And the answer is no. I want to give it away for free. Go and make it. You don't need to be buying downloads to learn this stuff. And I think that's why people, and I know some people never will, never will, but I think that's why we've garnered at least some trust in the industry. And it's not about trying to make a name for ourselves. We're just type of people that just like to do. Like, if I get bored, my hobby is videos and magic. I make videos of magic.
Yeah.
But I think it's why people tend to trust us is because they know that we give more than we take.
Yeah.
It's quite
I think
that's why Vanish Link are doing so well. They do all these initiatives for helping women in magic at the Session Convention. They've got a whole workshop for women in magic. They've got a scholarship program for getting kids into magic. They do all these things to give back to the community. The amount of shit that you do behind the scenes that people don't know about, the amount of people whose convention tickets that you paid for, hotels you bought, the free projects that you do, the trailers that you make for people, the promotion that you do for people for nothing. It's quite simple. Give more than you take.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And be visible. I think that's the other thing. You know, it really shocked me the other day. I was having a conversation with some magicians online, and we were talking about some pretty big names that were coming into Blackpool that were lecturing this year, and they'd never heard of them. Like, there was a bunch of people that had never heard of Jay Sankey. There were a bunch of people that had never heard of names that you would expect them to know of, that we grew up in magic, like idolizing. And I think the reason is the world has changed, and a lot of these people haven't really changed with it, in that, you know, a lot of kind of the bigger name magicians, you don't see them interacting with the community. You don't see them on YouTube. You don't see them on social media. You don't see them dropping in and out of Facebook groups. You literally, the only time you see them is when they're announced for a convention or a new trick's come out by them. And that's the only time you see them, or you hear from them. So if you've been into magic for like a year, you might not have heard of Jay Sankey. You might not have heard of this person or that person.
I know it sounds so strange. You're like, was it Sam Sugarman was saying he didn't know who Freddie Mercury was or something? Like, it's so strange to us old folks. But it's true, like, some people have been in magic for 5 years, and a lot of the big players have not been around. Like, some people were like, Daniel Garcia was a new name to some people.
Yeah.
He's a god.
A lot of people are saying to me, who's Jason England at the session? Like, is this somebody I should go and buy a like ticket to see the workshop? I'm like, fuck, yes.
Thing is, the people that we put on the pedestal as gods, like, look at Wayne Houchin, for example. He's been so long out the industry, 10 years out the industry, maybe.
Yeah.
That means anybody that got into the industry 9 years ago, I mean, they wouldn't know his material because it's prolific, but in a sense that, like, he's not active. It's just a distant, a memory that, you know, yeah, it's just weird. But yeah, it's about.
Well, it's another example is I don't know if you noticed. Do you remember Matthew J. Dowden, the Party Animal DVD?
Yeah.
I'm one of the best DVDs of all time.
Yeah, his Party Animal DVDs. Amazing.
And he disappeared and went to Hollywood and started making like those cheesy Hallmark films that my wife loves so much. And she's just walked in and she's smiling over this. Honestly, they're so total shit.
Oh, they're terrible. Absolute dog shit. Waste of time. It makes you dumber for watching them.
Yeah, but we watch fucking magic tricks, so you know.
Hey, hey, some people listen to this podcast.
Yeah. So I can understand that. But here's the point, right? So Matthew J. Dowden disappeared, became a Hollywood B-list, Z-list celebrity, whatever. I just noticed in the Christmas shows, the Magic Circle Christmas shows, he's fucking back. He's in the UK. He was in the Magic Circle Christmas shows. Matthew J. Dowden was in the Magic Circle Christmas shows. Like, and I was like saying to some people, oh my God, there's Matthew J. Dowden. Is he back in the industry? Is he doing magic again now? I know he moved to America. Is he back in the UK? What's he doing at the Magic Circle? And literally everybody was, who's Matthew J. Dowden? Who's this? And like, oh, he's the guy that only made probably the greatest DVD on close-up magic you've ever fucking seen. But in this industry, you can especially with the frequency of magic that comes out, if you're not making yourself visible through releasing free content or doing podcasts or doing content online or whatever the case may be, you can be very easily forgotten if you're not careful, which is fine. It depends on what you want out of this industry. But, you know, Matthew Dowden's a perfect example. He's a fucking god as far as I'm concerned. Wayne Houchin is an incredible performer and so influential, and he's, you know, responsible for the second greatest object in Cannes I've ever seen. Up until you showed me that trick from that guy, it was the greatest object in Cannes that I've ever seen. But now I think something superseded it. But you know, that will be announced at some point in the future. Although we can probably talk about it now because it's up for pre-orders.
Yeah. Well, really quickly, what I'll just say is this: I think it's about doing it for the right reasons, right? Like for me, getting my YouTube channel up and running was because I felt so much guilt. I felt really overwhelmed with guilt from what I'd had to do or been pushed to do for a few years. and I really genuinely wanted to give back. I think I've delivered on that. I don't think anyone can look at what I've done and gone, nah, that was self-serving. I've given away so fucking much. And I know that I've left hundreds of thousands of pounds on the table. And I don't care because I wanted to give back. And that was the reason I did it. I know you have given so much back to this community that it's an avalanche.
Well, the main reason for me was I felt guilty about Red. I was coming back into this industry.
Exactly.
I knew people were going to talk about Red, and for me, I had Ryland. When I made the decision to come back into this industry, I knew I was going to have Ryland with me, and I didn't want to be the person that when Ryland goes around a magic convention, people go, "Oh, is that Craig Petty's son? Oh, can you remember Craig? He was the guy that fucked the entire community with Red, and it was
no. Do you know what, man? I honestly, that's probably why we bonded in some sort of weird way, because our reasons for doing this. And I think if someone says like they want to make a name in the industry, it's like it's not. I don't think there's shame in that. There's no shame in that at all. But find your why.
Yeah.
Why is it? Well, do you come up with really cool ideas for tricks? Fucking great, share them. Do you always have really fun presentations when you perform, or are you able to do something when you're performing that nobody else is doing, and there's a whole way you can teach people that? Okay, great. Do you have interesting opinions on what's going on? Do you always somehow find out the latest tricks first? That find your why instead of, I mean, and you can't just be a face or be a name for no reason. But I think it's always good to have a bit of a purpose, you know. It's not going to do you any disservice to have a purpose. There's a new guy, Brandon Ellis, not new, but he's go to youtube.com/Brandon Ellis 0 and subscribe to his channel. He's a great content creator. He had an old YouTube channel and he started afresh for 2026. And he's just there teaching. He did a lot of like easy beginner magic on his old channel, and his new channel is about teaching more like hardcore. He wants to share difficult sleight of hand with people, and he wants to share it through his own. He hasn't got a course you can buy or anything. He hasn't got any products out there. I think he's got one download somewhere, but he's doing it because he wants to share difficult sleight of hand on YouTube. He's found his why. Fucking amazing. Yeah. Brandon Ellis at youtube.com / Brandon Ellis 0. Go follow it. But find your why. And I think that's all you need.
I agree with you 100%.
But like when people like follow me and they say like I actually speaking to Brandon Ellis, yeah, and he was like, the first time I met you, I was like, oh my fucking god, it's Lloyd Barnes. I can't believe it's Lloyd Barnes. And I said to him, dude, honestly, I'm genuinely, there are so many better magicians out there. The only reason why people are like, oh my god, it's Lloyd Barnes is because I'm there. I'm online. I just made videos. It's so easy to do. Anyone that wants to get their name out there more, be part of this industry in a more visible way, you just got to turn up.
Yeah.
It really is as simple as that.
I agree. That's it. Turn up. And, don't be scared to make content. You and I both make content. I mean, people always look for excuses. I've spoken to people that want to set up a YouTube channel like Brandon. And I'll say to them, just, what do I need to do to set up a YouTube channel? I'm like, just switch the camera on and just speak into the camera.
Stick your phone in front of your face.
And then they come up with a million excuses. I haven't got the right microphone. I haven't got the right camera. I haven't got, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to script this. I need to script that. I'm like, motherfucker, no, you don't. Like, I'm literally sitting here next to a radiator, filming this with you. You don't need anything. The best video. When was the best time to start YouTube? 3 years ago. When's the next best time? Fucking today. If anybody's listening to this podcast and they want to be a YouTube content creator, or they want to set up and be an Instagram creator, or they want to be a professional magician and they don't know what to do to have a website, and they don't, just fucking do it. Just go out and fucking do it. You want to have a website, you want to be a professional magician, go onto Wix.com. Go and watch the tutorials, go and build a website. You want to be a YouTube creator, go and fucking switch on a camera and film a video. You want to be, a social media megastar, go set up a TikTok channel and go and start doing reels.
Go out there and start fucking up. Go out there and fuck up. Honestly, I think the problem is people look at a channel that's big, like yours or mine, and they look at the numbers and they look at the production. I mean, you've got no production quality. It is absolute fucking dog shit. And it's 2026, Craig. Honest to God, it pisses me off. But people look at comparison's the thief of joy, and comparison is often the biggest stopping block for any person that's like, I wish I could do this. I really want to do that. What is your advice? The first YouTube video I made, my channel is like 14 years old when I just made an account. But my first YouTube video, after I quit that company, it's literally my phone. It's an iPhone 11. But I think I might have disabled it now because I wasn't happy with it eventually. But it's shot with an iPhone 11. I found an app that can make it look like I had a blurry background because it didn't have the dual camera cinematic mode or anything. There was an app called Luma Pro or something. It doesn't even exist anymore in the same way, I think. So it could fake having like depth of field. I had a little LED light that my mum used to have for a fridge in case the electric cut out. I used that as my lighting rig, right? I walked to my mum's house, borrowed it off her fridge. I had a desk in my background with some shit on it. I think I had an old tripod, or I had something but I had to put a cup on there and then balance the phone it was a mug like this. Balance the phone on a mug. So I had a pound shop LED light that just happened to be white off my mum's fridge, cup, and my iPhone, and I just started talking. Audio was crap, but I changed it with software, a website that it would clean up audio free. Now you can just use. There's so many. Adobe Podcasts is free to sign up, and it'll give you studio quality audio. Right.
That's what we use on the podcast now.
Yeah. So you got that. Like, honestly, there's. If you come to me and say you haven't got XYZ equipment, fuck off. Fuck off. If you everyone's got a phone. And if you haven't got a phone, your friend's got a phone. So you don't need anything. Even Apple iPhones now, they have the audio in the settings. It gives you studio audio. You change it in your actual built-in iPhone app itself, and it'll give you studio, and it's freaky how good it is. Honestly, the excuse is just you just gotta start. You just gotta start. Like that's the only advice you can give. Just start. Got your phone perfect, go.
Yep.
Done.
Totally agree with you.
That's it.
100%. Yep.
It is like that's it. And YouTube is free, right? In the sense of you can learn about lighting, you can learn about composition, you can watch a Peter McKinnon video that will teach you how to make your first vlog, right? Yep. That's all you ever need to know. In fact, when I was I went to university for multimedia, where it was a course where they taught you a bit of everything, a bit of 3D modeling, bit of Photoshop, bit of InDesign, Illustrator. We had a little course, and we had a photography course and a video making course. And the whole time I was at uni before I got kicked out, they actually never give us a hands-on session with a camera. It was all theory. So with a photography camera, I never actually held a DSLR in university because it was all the history of photography. It was fucking bizarre. So I went to New York. I was with Pete McKinnon. I helped him out on a shoot. And then he took me to Brooklyn with Mark Calabrese. And he was like, right, I'm going to give you the crash course, everything you need to know on how I make videos. And he was like, this button makes it look blurry in the background. This one doesn't. This makes it brighter. This makes it darker. This makes it look bluer. This makes it look warmer. Fuck off. And it was like literally 45 minutes. He has a video like that on his channel now. That's what I learned. That's where people go, what are you doing? I know I have a nicer camera now, but I can get exactly the same results with my phone. Like there's videos of McKinnon going, okay, am I using a $5,000 camera or am I using a fucking iPhone? And just go and watch. It's all this content out there. All this educational stuff is free. Go and watch it. If it's not just like, hey, how do I become like you? And you actually want to do it, you will do it. You can do it. There's no excuse. No excuse.
Totally agree.
There are kids literally in like Africa, in Sudan, in places making like Hollywood style movies, and they've got iPhone 12s.
Yeah.
And they're working their asses off. They're making sure their lighting's good. They're using tips and tricks. They're using sheets over the sun they're using reflective pieces of paper. They're using anything they can get their hands on to make fucking dope movies. And you're saying you don't have the equipment to make a vlog in your bedroom. Yes, you do. You're just lazy. Yep. You're just lazy.
You just got to find the time to do it. I don't spend too much time on it. I
You
love
don't?
I love Nemeth. No, I don't. Like I love Nemeth Phoenix to bits. His Magician Levels Up YouTube channel is
Yeah,
amazing.
it's really
But
good.
he puts one video up a week. I know he took a break over December because he's so busy, but he puts one video up a week, and I know it takes him hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to edit it and get it looking right and there's so much. It might take him a day or two to produce that video. Like when I do a video, it's going to take me about 45 minutes. I will sit there, I will talk to camera, I will then literally fucking if Michael's not doing the editing I am, I'll just literally fucking edit it. I'll make, sort the volume out, make sure it sounds nice, fucking just give it a bit of a wash, then stick an intro, stick an outro. Job done. There's not really that much that you need to do if you don't want to. You can get it done very, very quickly if time is a factor. If you're busy.
I like all the cool looking production stuff because, like I said, video production is my hobby. I just really enjoy it. Like I've got so many mad home movies, home videos, home literally. I mean like home movies where I've made little mini movies. So much of them collecting dust in the attic, or just like me and Thomas made our own Christmas movie over Christmas. Like literally, it's a Christmas story where he wakes up and Santa forgot to drop the presents off because he didn't leave cookies for him. I just love making movies, so I enjoy the process. But if you don't enjoy the process and you're stressing over having high production value, and that's holding you back, then drop that high production value until you found out you can just competent. Thing is, like with Nemeth's channel, I don't know if you're the same as me. I ain't watching it for good production. I'm watching it to because he's got good information.
Yeah, to see his journey.
He's an information channel, so his production, he's killing himself working on the thing that no one cares about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally agree with you.
So anyone wants to do vlogs and stuff, I think there's a really good magician YouTuber called Dan Tricks with an X. Doesn't get enough subscribers. He's got quite a lot, but he deserves more. And his stuff isn't super. It's good production quality. It's better than yours, but it's not as. I don't think it's offensive. I don't think it's as where mine is. Somewhere in between. It's just a lot more like YouTuber production quality. Yeah. But it's phenomenal because he shows loads of gigging, loads of footage from gigs. He's got really good insights. He's really funny, really likable, great character. Like he's somebody out there. I don't think he's killing himself with the production. He's just focusing on the quality of the content, and it's fucking phenomenal content.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I've seen his channel; it's very good.
Yeah, you look at Magic Orthodoxy. He's got a system where he can just set up and record and just batch out so much material because people go to him to get consistent. He's like a news channel in a sense. You don't go to Magic Orthodoxy to get, cinematic quality style trailers and performances. You go there because you kind of want the latest unboxing. Like, I need to know what's inside the box on this trick. I'm going to quickly nip over to his channel, get the unboxing, go, bosh. So he's got a system where he can very fast turn around stuff, and he's not focusing on his production quality, and because he knows what his audience want.
Yeah, and you will find an audience regardless of what your production quality is. Our old friend from years ago, Unbiased Magic Reviews, he's got very, he's not super high quality. He's normally sitting behind a desk, but he's got a huge audience that follow him every single time he uploads a video.
Intricate, in-depth reviews.
Yeah. He's found his audience and he's built a huge following based on that audience. If you keep going long enough, that's what's going to happen. You're going to find your audience.
Yeah. Like for me, I do a lot of visual magic. Like a lot of the magic that I do on my channel is visual magic. Therefore, I know my visual my aesthetic should be really eye-catching. So I focus on that. If I was an information-based channel like you're essentially an information-based channel.
Yeah.
Like you do a lot of performances, but they don't need to be like I do, like really intricate close-up gimmicks, right? Yeah. You don't do that.
No.
So why 80-20? 80-20.
Yeah.
Are you going to get 80% back or 20% back? Well, you only have to record for 45 minutes. If you spent 3 days recording a video that could take you 45 minutes, it would not gain any difference in audience.
No.
For you.
No.
Or maybe it might do a little bit incrementally, but you are where you are, and you've got the people you've got because
I like to feel like I'm the no frills of YouTube. Like you're not going to get any fancy graphics or anything. If we get the fucking title of the video right, it's a bonus for you motherfuckers. It's not going to be.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that's a fucking win. The fucking title screen matches what the fucking video is about. That's where we aim for. If we get that right, we're golden.
You're welcome.
Oh shit, mate. Should we talk about new products?
Yeah. How long have we been on this fucking thing?
I don't know. I didn't kind of I know we jumped on it. We jumped on it about 1:45, but we chatted for a bit. It's coming up on an 11, but maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know. No fucking clue.
New products.
Can we talk about that guy we talked about that guy who you dragged me onto?
Yeah, the can through.
I've got his website open because
I'd rather do like a bit of a more dedicated talk about it, to be honest with you.
Okay, well let's leave it for this week.
It's so big of a project that it's hard to kind of summarize. Yeah, the minutiae of everything else, but just to bring some light to it, the breakthrough system by Johannes Mengel. Thoughts?
It's fucking incredible. It is. I told him when I spoke to him, it is the best impromptu trick I have ever seen. It is the best version of that trick that I have ever seen. The thinking behind it and the structure behind it and the way that the methods are combined together, it pisses over anything. And I think this will become a neoclassic. I think this is going to be something that, like, when anybody discusses, hey, what trick do you do when you're out and about and you've got nothing on you? Well, I do this. It's
for anyone not aware of it. It's a ring pull in can toolkit. Basically, you can at any moment you can take a ring pull off a soda can, and in the spectator's hands, if you want to do it, or in your hands. You turn the can upside down, you place the ring pull on top of the can, the spectator can literally put their hand on top, shake it, and the ring pull goes in the can.
And they will feel it go in, it all happens in their hand, and there's no gimmick.
There are versions taught with a gimmick, but there are versions taught without a gimmick, which is some of the ones that we both watched and saw, the ones that blew us away with the impromptu versions. There's one impromptu version, which is visual, which, you know what I mean, where you go... ring pull, can, boom. Like that.
It's fucking sick.
The method to that absolutely fucking destroyed my brain. And it was more impressive. The method was almost more impressive than the trick because it actually. Well, anyway, years ago, Johannes Mengel brought out the breakthrough coining can. This is very different to that. The methods are very different. They look kind of similar in that the can is upside down and the object goes inside. This is like 15 or so different methods for every type of situation, and it is what the takeaway that I took from it, Craig, was he showed me six phases of the ring pull going in the can, and I thought, because I knew the old version, that I knew what was happening, or pretty much what was happening throughout. I didn't. But when I watched the methods, every single phase brought something new and unique creatively to the design of the method that I'd never seen before. And I was absolutely blown away just by how much creative thinking and how much new blue ocean territory this project brings to the magic realm. And we're so fortunate that somebody's done this for
you know what I loved about it as well, Lloyd, and I said this to him. It reminded me a little bit of Daryl's ring on rope, in that one thing that I've done Daryl's ring on rope routine for years, and it's one of the only examples that I can give you of this.
Is that fiber optic tricks?
And it's a ring on a rope, yeah, but with no gimmick. The point is, it's a 7-phase routine, and the end position of each phase is how you have to start the next phase. So if you took one of those phases, it'd be an awkward position to get into at the beginning. But the end position of the previous phase is exactly where you need to be for the next phase. So there's no transition between phases. And that's what he's done here. You can take any one of the individual phases and do it on its own. But I love the fact that the structure of the full 7-phase routine, the end point of each phase is exactly where you need to be to start the next phase. And I think that's just genius routine.
It's modular and it's all connectable as well. It's like Lego blocks.
It is.
It's one of those things that the inherent value of it's so much valuable information in it that, I mean, the trailer's fantastic. The trailer's fucking really good, and you get what you when you're not being deceived in that trailer.
No.
Now, it's not real magic, so there are methods. So we can only talk it up so much before we tell you, like, obviously this is not real magic. But from me as a magician, it is real magic to be that good, that practical, have so many different options for so many different settings.
Well, I actually have a can over here at this table I'm sitting at that I have been practicing it with. Same. Yeah, right. It's so fucking good.
I mean, that's a big tell on its own to actually practice someone else's material that they've shown you.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree.
But I think we should do more of. I'm going to do a fuller episode on it. And I'm going to do a more dedicated thing, because this guy Johannes has been. He only releases once every 10 years, so he's not in it for money.
No.
But he's really proud of it. He's very much like us, right? He's super proud of his creation. He's really excited by it. He's got Greg Wilson on the video freaking out. Cyril Takayama's giving him a quote. Dynamo's giving him a quote. And he's so excited. But I kind of think, like, he needs help getting the word out there, and he should get the word out there. The magic community is better off for having this creation.
It really is. And it's going to be something that everybody is going to perform. I can't wait to show Ryland. He's going to freak out with it. I'm doing a video on it. You're doing a video on it. We can talk about it more next time. But I do want to shout out what the actual website is. He's built a website specifically.
I was just looking for it myself.
I've got it here. So if you go to breakthroughtrick.com, that's break, BREAK, through, THROUGH, trick, TRICK.com. That's the breakthrough system. Now, on there, you're going to see a full trailer, and it's like a 7-minute trailer, and it is very, very honest. You're then going to see a bunch of quotes. Now, he told me that this is going to be released in March, right at the very beginning of March. Currently, the price is up for basically €75. If you pre-order now, that includes shipping, taxes, everything. If you pre-order now, it'll be €75. Then in February, it goes up to €100. And then after February, it goes up to €125. So if you get it when it's released, it's €125. But if you get it now, if you pre-order it now, it's going to be €75. And it's going to be released. Well, it says expected delivery February 26th. I think it's going to be either the end of February or the beginning of March. And I'm going to say the same thing to you guys that I said to him when I was speaking to him the other day. If this isn't in everybody's top 10 list of 2026 at the end of the year, I will be fucking blown away, because this is it's too early to say if it's going to be trick of the year. You never know what's coming out, but it's definitely in contention for trick of the year, and it's going to be something that I think people are going to be. This is going to be one of those tricks where everybody recommends it. What do you do when you got nothing and you want to perform something? Oh, I do this. I do the breakthroughs.
Don't buy a can of soda or use the one you're drinking.
Yeah. So boom.
It's fucking I think it's one of those ones. It's like every so often, like a TA box set comes out where it's just a lifetime's worth of work on some. Well, not so much. This is just one plot that someone's just explored to the point of fucking insanity. And I think and the breakthrough coin and can he'd been working on for years before that came out, like years and years and years. So this is like probably close up to 2 decades of someone's life on one essential plot, and it really shows. So fucking $75 is a bit of a daft price because it's so cheap. So what's that, 50 quid?
Yeah, something like that.
Like the amount people spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on electronic products, they spend thousands on other things, and this is 50 quid, and when Sinful Coin and Can came out by Wayne Houchin, knowing what people know about it now, how good it is and how long it stood the test of time, you wouldn't really bat an eyelid at a $200 price tag. You'd be like, well, it's so good. It is that good. This is better.
Yeah.
Because it gives you so many options.
Yeah, it
so
does.
many options, and you don't need, and you can perform it, and you can perform it over and over and over again. Like with Sinful, you could do one performance till you need a new can. And it was kind of a bit, there is some tricky moments to Sinful. And angle sensitivity. This is just so in depth and so many options, and it's so clever in its design. That you like 50 quid really is daft. At least if you buy it now, it's going up in price, which is good. Yeah, phenomenal. So great job. But I'm going to be doing some more episodes on it on my channel. So go and follow me and Craig if you haven't already to see what we're doing on it.
Fucking lootly. Now, instead of talking about new tricks this week, or we could do you want to have a look at some of the stuff? We talked about the Vanishing Ink annual statement. And the other, as well as being very honest about how they're doing this year or last year, they also were very open about some of the stuff they're bringing out next year. Do you want to have a look at that and speculate on a couple of those? Or would you rather look at new tricks?
Yeah, let's do that. Because soon I'm going to, because I got to go back to fucking making these vanishing elephants for the session convention.
Well, let me go. I've got Vanishing Ink open somewhere. Here we go. So Vanishing Ink, where are you? Okay, here. So annual letter. We're going to here. Brand new magic, right? Here's some of the stuff, not everything, but here's some of the stuff they're teasing, and I want your opinion on it. So first of all, a Guy Hollingsworth sequel. Guy Hollingsworth Drawing Room Deceptions was a classic. 26 years ago, it was a classic of magic, right? It was the book. It introduced people to Reformation and all these various different waving the aces, all of the stuff that really put Guy on the map. 26 years later, Guy has finally completed the sequel, and Vanishing Ink are going to partner with Mike Cave and his Magic Words to co-publish this new volume, as well as printing the original Drawing Room Deceptions. There's a lot more to say about this, but the only thing we can share right now is the title. It's called More Drawing Room Deceptions. Do you think of that? You there?
It's going to be a breakthrough success.
It's going to be incredible. Like Guy is so fucking. Do you remember the first time you saw Reformation?
One of the godfathers of modern card magic.
Yeah, he is. Do you remember the first time you saw Waving the Aces and the Reformation? And all the stuff that he became famous for.
I remember the first time watching Reformation as a non-magician on TV. Yeah, on TV. I remember being at my grandmother's house, and I remember sat in her living room. It was a Sunday afternoon. They had World's Greatest Magic on TV on Channel 4. I think it would have been back then. I just watched the Power Rangers movie, the first one, and I remember it came on afterwards. I remember watching that, and it absolutely. It was one of those pivotal moments in my life, and I think like seeing certain tricks like that, when you grow up, you see a certain trick and it sort of shapes who you are as a magician.
Yeah.
Like the first trick, my grandfather got me into the first trick he ever showed me wasn't a card trick. He had a post-it notepad and he drew the old vintage cameras that have a long square box on the front.
Yeah.
He drew a picture of one of those on a post-it notepad with a smiley face on the little square box at the end. And he flicked it, and it was a sad face, and the sad face changed to a smiley face.
Oh, sick!
And it was just a little thing that he'd made, and that was the first magic trick I ever saw. It wasn't a card trick, it wasn't a coin trick, it was something interesting. And then there's the bits I remember as a kid was like I saw Reformation on TV. It wasn't your normal card trick, and now I do a lot of tonal restored cards. I do a lot of little visual gimmicky things. And it's very easy to see how I was influenced. So, man, very pivotal for me seeing Guy Hollingsworth do that on TV.
The sequel, 26 years in the making, that's going to be incredible. I'm very excited about that. Okay, the next thing they announced is the Fieldman Under Fire deck switch by Michael Feldman. We mentioned last year about the manufacturing issues. It was meant to come out last year. This is the very best deck switch that Vanishing Ink have ever encountered. This tiny but brilliant apparatus. You will be
surreptitiously latched onto any table.
You'll be able to wash any deck of cards on your working surface and immediately switch the deck as the cards are gathered. There's no complex move. The spectators can help you shuffle the cards. The switch is built into the choreography of gathering up the pack, and it's imperceptible.
No, that sounds good.
There's certain plots in Magic that I think get magicians really excited, really wet. You discovered that one of them is an index. You start talking about indexes, people are going to get very fucking excited about it. Same with ACAN. ACAN will always get magicians excited. And I think that I think that deck switches are another thing as well. Everybody is always looking for that perfect deck switch. Doesn't matter what deck switch comes out, they're always looking for the next deck switch.
Yeah.
I think you're onto a winner anytime a deck switch comes out that's good. So, I mean, that sounds really interesting. I mean, it says that it's a tiny apparatus that's surreptitiously latched onto any table. Obviously, that means that you're going to be, it's a table in order to do this, which is, fine. A lot of the time I don't perform at a table, but it's nice to have that option. So that sounds good.
A new Joshua J project. It's not a collection of tricks or theories, but it is of interest to magicians. Our own Joshua J will be sharing an unusual new book project this year, unlike anything the magic community has ever seen before. It doesn't fit neatly into a specific category, but if you like travel and magic, stay tuned. I only like magic. I fucking hate travel now. So
you might not be Josh's target audience for that one.
No, I probably will. If it's got anything to do with traveling to India, I'm buying it because I fucking want to go back.
The Essential Marlowe by Andy Gladwin, 650-page book, takes an engaging new format. Oh, that's going to be amazing. Part biography, part history of one of card magic's most tumultuous times, part explanation featuring 200 of Marlowe's most enduring effects and moves. Andy Gladwin's pored over this book for the last 3 years, and as we write this, he's finishing up the final chapter. Fuck.
Do you know what? I think that might be a runaway success. And I'll tell you my thinking. There is so much Marlowe available to buy.
Yep.
That it's overwhelming. And you've got the paradox of choice.
Yes.
Right? Because there's so much Marlowe, I don't even I wouldn't know where to go to get the latest Marlowe thing. But Vanishing of the best books in magic. And he's the best publisher in magic. Right? Yep. And he's taken 200 of the best of Marlowe's tricks and given you extra work with his biography and the history of him. I see that as possibly, without even knowing it, probably going to be like the definitive work on Marlowe that people will just go, oh, look, if you want to learn about Marlowe, just get the Vanishing stuff on it because they've done the work.
Yeah.
I reckon it'd be that because like there's Marlowe magazines, there's Marlowe collections, there's Marlowe manuscripts, there's Marlowe fucking everything everywhere. Marlowe's own books. People these days are looking for everyone wants to know who's the GOAT in sport. What's this, that? What people want to boil things down to their most what's the word? Potent sort of concentrated mixture in one hit because that's the world we live in. There's even a fucking company called Blinklist where they just take books and they boil them down to the 10 most important points you need to know or whatever. Yeah. I kind of see this as possibly being their runaway success for the year. My early prediction, anyway.
Oh wow! Okay, very very interesting.
But it's right. It's like there's so much Marlowe. All right, just get the Vanishing one done. That's all you need.
I think you could be right, and Andy is an incredible author. Locked Room Mysteries, another Vanishing Ink book. We love Locked Room Mysteries, a subgenre of mystery stories in which a crime is committed in a seemingly impossible way. See the recent Knives Out film on Netflix as an example. These are literally tricks. And an undisputed master of the genre is the late Clayton Rawson, who is also a magician. We're publishing a collection of his 4 finest stories with new annotations by Rawson expert Neil Tobin.
Instant purchase, day one purchase. All I do is read books in my spare times. All I constantly do.
I mean, that's, and I do love Locked Room Mysteries. I always have.
And they might have pictures in it for you as well.
If it's pictures, it's easier for me to digest it because anything over 4 letters and I really fucking struggle. So if I can color them in as well, it makes it even better.
Yeah, but not with spit or cum. What else have we got? Saran's Needles by Jason Saran. Jason Saran is one of New York's leading mentalists and magicians, and he's devised an ingenious device to aid in the performance of the classic needle swallowing effect. Houdini popularized this classic Indian effect and remains a showstopper because of its apparent danger. Saran's method is safe and surefire, and the switch is ingenious. If James Bond did needle swallowing, he would use the apparatus we've developed for this trick.
That is the thing that and the next thing we're going to talk about is the thing I'm most excited about because I love the needle swallow. I did razor blade. I've done Blades by Scott Alexander.
I can't imagine you giving a gravitas style performance of any trick, like serious.
I have done it for years. I do it in a very comedy way because it fits my style. But I've been meaning to switch to needles, and I've been looking. I did Scott Alexander needles as well, but I've been looking for a different method. This sounds. I love that the needles get such a great reaction from an audience. Needle swallowing, razor blade swallowing. It always gets a great reaction. So I'm excited about this one.
Taylor Morgan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick myself for not remembering his partner's name, but Taylor Morgan is a magician, stage magician from Wales, from Swansea. He's just had a big stint of shows at the Magic Circle.
He's incredible. His balloon act is just the fucking most
I'm so sorry, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I'm really sorry. I hate forgetting people's names. I'm really sorry. She does needle swallowing in her act, and it is the pin drop moment of the show. There's something about the needle swallow which stops audiences in their tracks. And when done well with good lighting and good presentation, it's one of the most memorable things any magician can ever do.
Rebecca Foyle.
I'm so sorry that I didn't get the name off the top of my head. I'm really, really sorry.
Yeah.
RoboCup by Brian Watson.
This is the thing that I'm excited about, Lloyd. This sounds fucking incredible.
Go and read it out.
I'm really excited about this. RoboCup by Brian Watson. Our very own team member, Brian Watson, is one of the world's leading experts on the history and practice of cups and balls and chop cup. His RoboCup provides a brand new way to perform the chop cup. It uses electronics in a diabolical way that allow you to perform sequences remotely for a stunning interlude with this classic prop. Now, I've been trying to fucking think about how you could incorporate electronics into a chop cup. And the only thing that I can think of is that you have a classic magnetic chop cup and it's remote controlled so that you have the ability to switch the magnet on and off. So you can press a button and the magnet can switch off and therefore the ball will appear. So you could walk around and put the cup on somebody's hand, take the ball over here, squeeze, and they will feel it drop in their hand, on their hand, because you're using a remote control.
The next Sans mind release now. You didn't realize that. You just giving the game away.
I don't know if that's it. Like, I don't know. I've been sitting here thinking, how could you combine electronics with the chop cup? And the only thing I can think of is having the ability to switch the magnet on and off at will, which for me would be the biggest advancement, the biggest fucking next level step with the chop cup that you could ever take. Like, it pisses over everything else. And as somebody who loves chop cup, I can instantly see 1,000 ways of using that, if that's what it is.
How else could you do electronics with it? It could be that it has it could be that it's like a semi-transparent cup, like a coffee cup, and you put your so the routine is that you take your phone light and you start off with a phone light resting, or a torch towards the audience. You put the cup down, they can see through the cup. And then slowly you see a shadow materialize in there. And there's a ball. And then you do stuff like that. So it could be to do with like shadow play. And if it's not, then I that's mine. Fuck y'all. You don't go stealing it. Just come up with it now.
Yep.
But it could be something along the lines of that. I'm trying to think of what you could do in a more visual sense. But hopefully electronic magnets would be kind of crazy, right?
That would be good. That would be really good. Regardless.
Because I didn't know if I didn't listen properly. Did you say you could do it in someone's hand when they feel the ball land?
Yeah, that's the whole point. If it's a magnet that you can switch on and off, you could have the ball attached to the cup. You could literally step back away from them, vanish the ball, secretly press a remote control, and they would feel that ball drop into their hand. And you're nowhere near them.
If it was strong enough, I wonder if you could make it suck the ball up as well.
That would be great. That would be great.
Imagine you had two, one in each palm, and they're like, all right, you're going to feel this happen. Why blow? You're going to feel it happen. And then it goes. So imagine you did this. It's in someone's ball on someone's palm, put the cup on top, you say cough, and the fucking ball, and then the ball drops on the other side.
That's
I wonder if they can make Craig Petty shaped head balls.
I think that somebody should do that. A Vanishing Ink. I want to do my first product with Vanishing Ink. I want it to be Craig Petty shaped Craig Petty head balls. Yeah. And then have another one which is Nardi's nuts, I Like a Sound presents Nardi's Nuts.
Oh yeah, the nut dropper. What's the next?
The Nut Dropper. We're not talking about Harry right now.
Sugar Cubes by Luc Jamay. We're proud of our long-term collaboration with Luc Jamay, and we're particularly excited by his take on Renee Levan's 3 breadcrumbs using sugar cubes. I've said it. I said it in my latest YouTube video. I think he is one of the best living magicians on the planet.
Yep, I agree.
In every sense of the word magician, though, not just like, oh, because like some of us do tricks at the coffee shop, some of us do tricks at the pub, some people just do tricks at home, some people do corporate wedding magician tricks, like you're a corporate wedding magician. You're a bit of everything, actually. You're a fucking polymath. Luc Jamay is a magician. Like, when you think of a modern classic, like a neo-classic magician, he's the fucking one for me.
Yeah.
His scripting, his sleight of hand's better than anyone's.
Yep.
His overall sleight of hand, his coin work, his card work, his general miscellaneous magic work. Yeah, just
next level.
I hate it. I'm so jealous. Makes me sick.
Yep. I agree.
Especially that he's been a mentalist for like 20 years.
Yep.
And like he'd be like Usain Bolt suddenly deciding to become a magician. Oh, I don't know what a different comparison is. Like Usain Bolt being like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to take up darts now and then being the best at darts.
Well, I'm not into basketball that much. Ryland is fucking super into it. But wasn't there like a really famous basketball player, Michael Jordan, that then went to play baseball or something?
Yeah, but he was shit, and that was because he was hiding his gambling debts.
Oh, was it? Okay, right. Okay, so a bad example. I don't know.
And it's not like CM Punk going from WWE to UFC and getting washed.
He got his. Oh no, but it would be Brock Lesnar going to the UFC and becoming the champion in his first.
Yeah, fight. It's kind of similar. Yeah, very akin to it.
Yeah,
it's like Post Malone going from rap to country album success.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Luke's just got whatever it is. He's got it. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Next thing. Go on.
While we're here, by Siegfried Taiber. Mr. Taiber has made a name for himself with electric performance on Foolers, as well as distinctive, energetic performance style and truly original creations. We're proud to publish his debut collection of magic. So, don't really know much about him. Don't really know much about his magic, but that's very exciting. I don't really.
Final Degree by John Gustafaro.
This is the book. John Gustafaro. His 2 books that he's written to this point are my 2 favorite books on magic.
Yeah.
Nth Degree was incredible.
Yeah, dude, his 1 degree, just the theory behind it is it's kind of having a theory behind a book is kind of what inspired like Doc's Power, because it's an overarching theory sort of thing. And man, there's so much you can take from the John Gustafaro books in terms of not just the tricks, how genius they are, but the overall. Yeah, he's someone that just does it right. And to think the trilogy is going to be completed.
Yeah, Final Degree.
Finally.
Final book of the
people talking about when I first started going to the session conventions.
Yeah. Yeah. John is a legend as far as I'm concerned. And that book is going to be a must-have. So, yeah, I mean, there you go. You've got a bunch of stuff coming out through Vanishing Ink. You know, something that I've always thought of is they don't bring as much out as other companies. But, I mean, that's just a small selection of what they're bringing out this year. So it looks like... and
then they're reproducing Josh's other tricks as well at the site, Inferno and Trojan Deck as well.
Yep. So, yeah, good year for Vanishing Ink.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, good year for Vanishing Ink. Which is, I know that you've got a metric fucking ton of elephants to build. So that's probably a good time to end the podcast.
I need a piss. I need to go and squeeze the trunk.
You need a piss, and you need to make sure your sweatshop is operating at maximum capacity.
Yeah, capacity.
Yeah, make sure you bring a lot of elephants, because however many you bring, it ain't going to be enough. So you don't need sleep for the next 3 days. You need to be staying up making elephants.
Fucking daunting, man.
Because
I will say though, this is genuine. This is not a bullshit thing. If you actually want to guarantee getting one, I know no one's even seen the trick yet, apart from the Magic Circle. But go to Lloyd.tv, and by getting one, then you guarantee that you get one. Because I'm going to honor every order. But there's going to be a point where I just stop taking orders, because I just can't do. I can't. They're so difficult to do.
Yep, I get it. Like it takes 45 minutes to make one. So realistically, if you were just sitting at your fucking table and you worked 3 hours solid without taking a break, without going for a piss, without going for something to eat, if you just worked 3 hours solid, you'd make 4 of them. And you have other shit that you're doing as well with YouTube, with your family, with Murphy's. 2 kids. It's just, it's a lot. I totally get that. Fucking nuts, really, mate. Really nuts.
Nuttier than squirrel shit. Nuts like elephant peanuts.
So go fuck off. Go make some elephants.
Nuts like Peter Nardi's nuts.
And nobody beats Peter Nardi's nuts. So actually, talking about that, I'm gonna be jumping on with Peter Nardi next. So I've got another.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I've got a little interview with Peter Nardi. We're going to be talking about the 1914 acquisition, so that'll be fun. So I'll say hi to him from you.
All right, well, let's fuck off then.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys have a fucking shit year. If you're at the session, come over and say hi to me and Lloyd. Make sure that you heckle him as hard as fucking possible on the Sunday morning.
Don't do that.
Stay up and drink as much as you can. Don't listen to what Lloyd said earlier. Get fucking bladdered on the Saturday night.
Lads, get fucked up.
So that on the Sunday morning when his lectures first thing in the morning, you're coming into that lecture.
You'll be in bed, cunt.
I'll be awake. I've got a kid with me.
I'll be hungover and missing it.
No. They need to stay up all night, carry on drinking, and come to your lecture fucking hammered. And then they just want to heckle. And if you want to know how to heckle, I'll be at the front heckling for all of you. So
Mark Lemon's been texting me heckles that he's going to say to me already. From fucking Rio de Janeiro. Like literally sent me like 10 different heckles.
That's amazing. And knowing Mark, they're brilliant as well.
Oh yeah. They're all really offensive.
With that in mind, there's nothing else to say. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. We're going to have some exciting updates next week about the convention. So make sure that you...
The Magic Podcast Convention.
The Magic Podcast Convention, because it is happening and it's going to be very exciting. We'll talk more about that next week.
We're thinking, we should say the loose date, I think.
Yeah.
Let me just double check what we were pinning. Because this doesn't have to be all secretive and stuff. So we're looking at the 13th and 14th of June.
Yeah.
The following weekend is Father's Day, so we don't want to do that day. It gives you a couple of weeks before the school holiday starts. Also, if we have tickets and a little page to go for next week's podcast, that gives you guys and us exactly 6 months.
Yep, exactly.
To plan. 6 months is enough to plan anything.
Yep. So
they were only planning to kidnap Maduro for like 3 months, and that was much more of an intricate operation, you know. I think.
Yeah, so we'll have more news on that next week. We'll hopefully have everything dotted and I's and crossed the D's and stuff. We're working on that. But it's fucking exciting. But yeah, other than that, you go make elephants. We are back to normal. This will go immediately onto your favorite podcasting platform. Michael's back, so it's not an issue. And yeah, we'll be back next week with another podcast. Come over and say hi if you're at the session. Lloyd, wrap it up.
Have a shit week and don't fuck kids.
Don't fuck kids. Remember, that's very important. See you at the session.
We apologize for disrupting your normal daily schedule. You may now relax, tuck your deck back in, and resume your regular day-to-day life. Remember to subscribe to be notified the moment each new episode goes live every Wednesday. And join our Facebook group to continue the conversation. The link is in the description to this podcast. Thank you for listening to The Magic Podcast.